Today we're going to be talking about literary elements, and we're going to talk about the characters, the setting, and the theme, and the plot of a story. So this is my favorite story. It's called Memory Jars by Vera Brosgol, and it's so cute. So we're going to read it first. On a hot, sweet, stinky July day, Freda went blueberry picking with her granny. Deep among the bushes full of fat blue fruit, Freda ate as many as she picked.
She ate them?
She ate so many.
They must be good.
They tasted like sweet sunshine. They were the best right then, and they'd never be better. She ate until her fingertips were purple and her stomach felt like a giant blueberry. But still, there were so many left. I can't do it. I can't eat them all, moaned Freda. Calm down, French fry, said Gran. We can put them in a jar and save them. I use them for my special jam every year, and it was your grandpa's favorite recipe.
What?
Freda remembered her grandpa eating toast every morning with glossy purple jam on it, making sure it was spread all the way to the crust so every last bite was sweet. Freda remembered her grandpa. So if we save the berries in jars, they'll be just as good? Asked Freda. Yes, said Gran. The jars keep them preserved for a long time so we can eat blueberries in January if we like. Freda had an idea. She tried her idea out on one of Gran's fresh chocolate chip cookies. It was very, very hard not to eat it. She put the cookie jar under her bed, said goodnight to Gran, and sort of slept. The next morning she checked, and it had worked. The cookie would be warm and yummy forever. She had saved it. Freda wondered what else she could save. So now she's on a mission. She's about to figure out what all she could save in those jars. She was going to need a lot more jars.
What?
How many jars you got?
100 or something.
Freda saved all kinds of things. Warm cookie, Halloween candies, unbroken robin eggs, poppies, unscuffed sneakers, brand new crayons, and a rocket pop, unmelted. Freda didn't want Jack, her best friend on the entire planet, to leave and go to Arizona at the end of the month. Neither did he. And now he wouldn't. She put him in the jar.
How? How is that possible?
She just did. So he would stay with her. Miss Alexander's beautiful singing voice drifted over the neighborhood as it did every Saturday afternoon. Straight into one of Freda's jars where the song would live, safe and never ending. The cloud that looked just like a unicorn would never be pushed back into a mushy nothing by the wind. The laser bright rainbow would never dim as the sun moved. So she's putting all this stuff in the jars.
The moon?
Doing the moon next. The full moon, her favorite shape, would never fade away and leave the sky empty and dark, making Freda feel alone. She took the stars while she was at it. Finally, Freda's favorite things were tucked away in jars. Everything would be saved and safe just the same forever.
Is that a fishy?
Yeah, looks like it.
Aw, poor fishy.
Almost everything. What's she want to do? She
Put
wants to
her
put,
mom in there.
she wants to put her grandma in there, huh?
Really?
Well, all right, French fry. Anything you like.
Oh, she's not hurt.
The neighborhood was very quiet as Freda and Gran went home. Look how many jars are at her house.
What?
All that saving had made Freda hungry. The toast was warm and crunchy, but it was missing something, something sweet. She spread the jam all the way to the edges. It tasted like
Jam.
It tasted like all her memories. When she ate that jam, that's all the stuff she thought about. Freda remembered.
Here for a butt, person.
She took her grandma out the jar.
Easy.
On a cold, blustery day in December, Freda had breakfast with her gran. Oops, we ran out of jam, said Gran. Don't worry, said Freda. We can make more next summer. Then she took a bite. It was delicious, just like she remembered. Thanks. Okay.
I wonder if she put all those other things.
She let it all out. She let it out of her jar. So what was the setting for this story? The setting. You know what the setting is?
It took place in a beginning.
It did. She was in the bush. She was in the blueberry bushes, first. And then she was at her grand's house. She was at her house. She was at a lot of different places, So who was Freda?
She was a kid.
Who's the kid? Was she the main character in the story?
Yeah.
What was she doing? What happened to her in the story?
She was sad that she wanted to let all the things back out, but she really hadn't really wanted to, but she really did.
Yeah. So who was talking in the story? What kind of point of view was the story you wrote in? Do y'all know? You knew if it was first person or second person or third person?
Second person.
It was in third person actually. Because they were saying she, they, it, he. Because they didn't really know, we didn't know that it wasn't Freda talking, was it? She wasn't talking about herself. So it was somebody else that we don't know. That's why it was third person. So, we're going to do our first activity. So I need you to get this page out. This one.
Okay.
And we're going to review the character of the story. So what I want you to do is, in this little middle section that has character in it, the box, you're going to write the name of the character you want to draw. And there was 3 characters in there. The grandma, the grandpa, and Freda. But really, Freda and her grandma was really the only people. And her friend. So y'all can draw whoever you want to in there. So make sure you put their name on the bottom of it right there on the line. And then you can draw a picture and color it. And I'm going to give you just a few minutes to do that.
We're in this little box.
You want me to put her picture on there for you?
Yes. Are the names?
You need her name?
Yes, I got it.
All right.
Her name's Freda. I already spelled it. Oh.
You can use your crayons or whatever you want to use.
To write? No, it's no, to draw.
Do you have another pencil? Just get another one and use it. You want me to sharpen that one for you? Here, is this
No, we don't need this one.
you don't use these?
Well, you're not supposed to.
We used them to measure one time, but we can probably sharpen them now.
Yeah, he was helping.
Sharpen them. Get it right.
The picture. I wrote a two.
What are you going to do? Which
He
character
said.
you doing Freda? She was the main character, huh? Are you done drawing her?
I only draw chickens.
When you get through drawing the picture around the edges of this paper, it's got different little boxes. So in these boxes, you need to write 4 things. It can be adjectives, what it is. It could be what describes her, anything like that. So for this example of another one that somebody did, they did Clifford, and they did Big Red, eats, falls. So you can do things that they did or what describes them in their picture. So what was one of the things that Freda did?
She loved the blueberries.
Did she pick the blueberries with her grand? So you can put that in one of your boxes.
So you write sentences like you picked the blueberries.
It don't have to be
Look at
sentences.
mine. You
I
can
like
write picture of Greta.
You put pink blueberries, or you can describe what she looks like.
I forgot how to spell her hair.
I'm sorry.
Is that funny? That's not funny. I think it was I want to
You're doing the jars too? I like your picture.
Is the grandpa dead? What? Oh.
That's a good picture. What else are you gonna write in your slide right here? What else did Freda do?
I can't see
She did. Write that on there. What else did she do?
Well, she's trying to do,
I don't know how old he is. I just say he's 97 years old.
You spelled it right.
Can we do how old he is?
Yeah, it can be anything that describes her or what she did.
I thought I heard.
Adrian, what are you doing? Who are you drawing? Freda and Grant? Or are you just doing Freda? I like it. You was thinking? What you got? Okay, y'all, this shouldn't take y'all too long to do. Y'all should already have your picture drawn, and you should already have at least 2 things that describe Freda in those boxes. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay. So let's go over it together. You don't have to finish your paper. You're coloring.
I'm
Okay.
not coloring. I just use pencil. I got the jars.
So what was one thing that Freda did? Well, who wrote something?
I think she put things in jars.
Put things in jars. Okay.
She loved blueberries,
She loved blueberries.
and she picked blueberries with her grandma. I can't see it.
Okay, what else did she do?
She wears yellow and orange.
She wore yellow and orange. That's a good one.
That's an adjective.
She can do an adjective. She was describing her.
Oh, he's white.
Okay, I need one more, and then we're going to move on to our actual activity.
She likes jam.
She likes jam.
She's white. That's what I said. She well, but she loves
Okay. That was a good job. We did Freda for that. So we described a bunch of things about Freda. Anybody else have anything extra they want to say about her? She loves to eat blueberries.
She loves to eat toast with.
Alright, so everybody can put that paper away, finish it up, and we're going to go on to the next paper. You need to get out this paper right there. The story sequencer. The title of the book is Memory Jars. You don't have to do it for that one because we're about to write it on here. You can write it on this paper. Go ahead and write the title of the book on top of this paper. It's called Memory Jars. Okay, and now I want you to work with your partner that's sitting in front of you. Things. T-H. I-N-G. The author, she's the person that wrote the book, and it's going to be Vera Rosgall. You see it? A. B-R. Can't see it. O-S. G-O-L. Okay. So on the story sequence here, you're going to work with the person that's sitting in front of you, and you're going to go through the story from the beginning, middle, and end. Now, probably each partnership is probably going to have different things of what that stood out to them, what was their beginning, middle, and end. There could be a lot of different things that happened, but I want you to put the main part that you remember was the beginning, middle, and end. So y'all can talk with your partner. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes.
When she was with her grandma, she ate some blueberries while they was there.
The last part is she took her gum out of the jar.
Where do y'all put the crayons first?
And she put a lot of
Greta? It's F-R? E-D-A. Yeah. That's a good beginning part. What did y'all say? Pigs and blueberries? What happened next? Where y'all gonna put y'all's middle part? You're still thinking? Okay. What where y'all putting for y'all's first part? What did she do at the very beginning of the story? And they were there? So write that down. She was picking blueberries with green. What are y'all putting for y'all's middle? That's a good first one. That's a good beginning of the story. Ain't that what? Okay, what happened next after that? What part of the story stood out as y'all's big middle part of the story? She did do that. What's a big middle part of the story? What she start doing in the story? She started putting stuff in jars. She started putting everything in jars, not everything that she saw.
She was sad because she wanted
Yeah. Okay, so put that as your middle and then finish up your ending. Okay. What did you put for your first one?
She put blueberries in jars.
Okay, that's a good first one. What happened in the middle of the story? What did she do after she did that? Did her grand go home? And then what kind of idea did she have?
She put a cookie under her.
She did. She put it in the jar to save it home. She wanted to save it forever. So she started putting everything in all her jars.
I'm still on the air breathing.
E-R. Y. And then thing. T-H. Here, put it together. I-N-G.
Okay, what's yours?
Okay. Well, let's get him. Let's get him up, okay? Let's not leave him behind. So he said he's having trouble with the first part. So why don't y'all tell him what y'all did for the first part?
We said Greta is picking blueberries. I already did that. We said he went to grandma's. But I don't know. T-R-E-N. O-L.
Yeah, that's right. Look at E.
S-H-O-U-S.
Okay. Now y'all discuss with him and tell him what y'all are putting for y'all's middle. What y'all come up with?
She puts stuff in jars.
Isn't that what happened in the middle of the story?
But you always put everything.
She was trying to put people in there too, huh? That was crazy.
I want to say.
Did y'all got y'all second part of the story?
So
So what happened at the end of the story?
Put a lot of things in jars. No, that was she put a cookie in a jar.
She did. But that was kind of the middle of the story, huh?
What about she
So why don't you put that for your middle of the story? That would be good for the middle. But for the first part of the story, what did she go do with her grandma?
She picked blueberries.
So put that as your first one. And then for the second one, put that she was putting that cookie in the jar.
Now for the next one,
It's okay. She didn't like blueberries.
and the next one is.
Okay, y'all should be getting back in your seats. And we're about to go over what happened at the beginning of the middle of the story.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we gotta move on to the next part.
She bit her.
So everybody, we're about to go, and we're about to get this paper. We're about to go over it. So Courtland, get back in your spot, please. Are you in a chair? You're fine right there. Okay. So what happened at the beginning of the story? Go ahead. She picked blueberries. I think that was everybody's.
She ate a lot of blueberries. She picked blueberries. She ate so many blueberries. She put blueberries in jars. That's Frida is eating blueberries.
Okay. What happened in the middle of the story?
She put blueberries in jars. I like that. And she put
They put the blueberries in jars.
I like that.
Okay. You like that? You did? Okay. Did anybody else get anything different for the middle part? She got a bunch of jars. That's a good one. She did.
She put a cookie in a jar.
She did. So my big thing that stuck out to me in the middle of the story, which all of y'all's answers were correct, but my thing was that she started putting everything in the jars. She wanted to save all her stuff. So I'm going to put what Olivia and them put, because they put everything in the jars.
I put everything in the jar.
That's good.
She took everything out.
Okay. Who wants to tell me what happened at the end of the story?
She freed her grandma from the jar, and she
Oh, she
let
did?
everything. And she put blueberries in jars.
That's good. So, what else happened to Freda? When she tasted that toast and that jam, what did she realize?
She got her memory.
She did. She started remembering everything. Did she realize that she didn't have to store everything in jars to remember it?
Yeah. And then this morning she ate it again. She remembered her memory.
She did. So I'm going to put, she realized.
Hey, you know this is a picture?
Okay. I put, she realized that she didn't have to store everything to remember it. She was able to live in the moment. Okay. The next paper I want y'all to get out is this one. This is our last thing we're going to do. This is how we're going to close our lesson. You do get your scissors. So go ahead and cut out your organizer. Cut around. First, you're going to have to cut around this big black box right here. And then you're going to fold it. Okay, after you cut yours out,
On the dark one, fine. Look at hers. On the dark one.
don't cut this middle line. Don't cut this middle line, it'll cut it in half. That says fold on. You gotta fold that part. So you're gonna fold it like this. And then you're gonna cut out these little flaps.
We'll have to tape that in the middle.
Yes, we're gonna. Yes, did you cut the flaps out? Just cut those out. Go all the way up to the top and just cut it like that. And you don't get it like that. Don't cut that. Just cut it straight up like that. Okay, I'm talking about Okay, does everybody has theirs cut out? Cut around the big block. Look, cut this out first, and then I'll show you what to do next. You messed up? What happened?
I messed up.
It's okay. Look, we're gonna cut this out, and then we're gonna take these back on here. Don't cut this line though, okay?
Keep going. Go around the edges. Keep cutting. Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do for this thing, what we're gonna do for it is we're gonna open the flap, and since you've already wrote down the story sequence in the organizer that we just did, you don't have to write. Are you listening?
Yes.
You don't have to listen. You don't have to write sentences in these. You can if you want to. But what we're really going to do is you're going to draw out what you just wrote for your story. So for the first one, y'all put she picked blueberries with Gran. So y'all would draw a picture of her and Gran picking blueberries in the story organizer. You can draw whatever one you want.
You can draw a line if you want to draw both.
Yeah, you can draw both if you want. Are you gluing it back? I could have taken it for you. Here. No, you're not writing anything. Look, you're going to get that story sequencer, what you just wrote, that paper, and what you wrote is what you're going to draw.
But what am I doing? I'm doing all of them.
Glue the beginning one on here. Put some glue out there, and then just stick that on there, and you'll be good to go.
No, this is how it goes. No, this is how it goes. This is how. I remember.
Okay, while y'all are doing that, can anybody tell me why did Freda want to save all of her stuff in her jars?
So she wasn't losing.
So she didn't want to lose it. She wanted to remember it always, huh? Look, I brought my jar here. You know what's in my jar? An orange. Is it an orange? You know why I put an orange in here?
Why?
Because my grandma, she used to love oranges. And every time I go to her house, it always smelled like tangerines. She would eat like a whole bag in a day. So I just remember eating oranges with her all the time. So I put this in my memory jar so I could remember that memory always.
How big was it? The jar. How big was the bag?
Just a pack. You know, just a bag of oranges. You know how you buy them at Walmart?
Yep.
Yeah. So, what did Fredo realize at the end of the story? What was the main theme of the story?
Blueberry. Greta and her grandma picking blueberries and doing stuff together.
That's right. So I thought that it was because she realized that she just needed to live in the moment and not worry about trying to save everything and just live in the moment. Even though she had the ability to store everything in her jars, we know we can't really put people in jars, can we?
No. Unless it's big enough.
Yeah, it had to be a,
Shape of jar.
yeah, it would have to be a really big jar. But she realized she just needed to live in the moment and always remember that she didn't have to do that to keep her memories, huh?
You can just think about it.
She did. All right.